special warm welcome to children, youth, and young adults. It is due to a sad story that we are gathered here today because there is a suicide pandemic currently sweeping our planet and taking with it some of our children and youth. But the good news is, as all of the speakers who are here today, if we are here today, it's because we come as solution finders, as leaders who desire to create a new narrative for our planet. Have you ever wondered if your own life story matters? I believe that if we are born as a human being, as a family member of our humanity, it is because we have something special, unique, and valuable to contribute to humanity, to offer to one another, so that we can make a difference. And it doesn't say that we will never have to meet resistance or obstacles. Over the last decades, I have studied individuals who lead prosperous, happy, and peaceful lives. And I have discovered that they all have three things in common. The first one is that they all believe that there is a power greater than them that resides within them. They all believe that they are a spark of that divinity. And that spark of divinity, that's what gives them life. That's what keeps them alive. That's what gives them the breath that helps the heart to beat, that even helps nature to grow and expand. And you may call this higher power God, Lord, Buddha, Krishna. Let's not get stuck on semantics today. The important thing is that we are a spark of divinity. Just like this seed, here I have a seed that is the seed of an oak tree. Let's pretend for a moment that this seed is in the soil. So the soil, in the soil, this seed will be pulled towards the sun and eventually one day will peek over the soil and will be able to feel the sun and the air. So the first resistance that this seed had was the dirt on top of it with the darkness. The second resistance might be bugs. What about weeds that would be competing for food and water? Just like us, when we are born, in our DNA, we have the seed of our blueprint. The story is in our blueprint, and it is up to us to step up into this story and bring it to fruition, just like the strong oak tree. We cannot do it alone. So this oak tree can learn to survive and weather the storms. But what if there would be a gardener coming close to the young plant and tend to the plant and take care of it? This plant would then thrive. And this is what we are called to do with our young people, to help them. Now, this gardener, the higher gardener, is also the co-author of our story. When we partner with this higher power, wow, the whole world opens to us. And we also choose to be the main character. I have a question for you. Who would you choose to become? Who would be your main character in your story? Would you choose to be the villain, the victim, or the hero? I believe if we are here today, it is because we desire to embody the personality of the hero on our journey. And as a life coach, one of the first activities that I like to do with my new clients is to use this analogy of a lamp. As you know, a lamp has a light shade It has the light bulb, the body, the cord, and the plug. So when we are in darkness, in order to have light coming out of the lamp, what do we have to do? We have to plug it into an electrical outlet. And the same applies to us when we are in darkness, because the lamp looks like us. We have a mind, we have a heart, we have a body, and we have this invisible cord connection to the divine. And only each one of us has the potential to plug ourselves into spirituality. And what would that look like on an everyday basis? It looks like developing an intimate relationship with the divine, with the God that you know, with that divine spark. And for me, what it looks like on a daily basis, I have these 3 practices that I hold on to that helps me to remain connected to my divinity. Number 1, a meditation practice. Number 2, a devotional practice where I say, thank you, I pray, I chant. And the third one is to go outside and be in nature so that I can connect with divinity, that I can remind myself when I see a branch of a tree that's crooked, that yes, sometimes my life will take a crooked turn, but I can still remain alive and vibrant. I live in Canada right now. And if I look at the bay is frozen. In my life, sometimes I may get frozen, but you know what? In the springtime, the bay will thaw and water will start flowing again. And this is what can happen in our life. In 2017, 2 days before Christmas, I received earth-shattering news. The rug was pulled under my feet. With my husband, we received the news, late husband, that he had terminal cancer, stage 4, 30 spots on his liver. We knew the writing was on the wall. There was a death sentence looming over him. We had a choice at that time to either plunge into negativity or to fuel ourselves even more with the divine inner connection. And we did do that. Now, this leads me to the second thing that I've discovered about individuals who are writing a story that is happy, prosperous, and peaceful. The second thing has to do with our mind. To develop a growth mindset is essential to be aware of every thought that comes through our mind, because our thoughts will determine the kind of emotions that we will have. And when we combine the thoughts and emotions, it's going to help us to decide what kind of actions will we have. So it is very important to have a grasp on our thoughts. And my friends, did I struggle? At that moment, when I heard that news, and for almost 2 years, if I had $1 for each time that I had to tame my mind and remind myself that God was there for me every day, I would be a millionaire, because I had to do it a million times over. Our thoughts, it's so important to have a handle on them. And you know what I was saying to myself, because I've discovered that we cannot have at the same time a happy thought in our mind and a sad thought. We can only have one thought at a time. So what I discovered is that I could repeat and say and offer the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Thank you. How many times did I repeat this thought? Did you know that we have about 80,000 thoughts every day? And research shows that 60,000 of those thoughts may tend to be negative unless we are aware of it. or even to repeat these same stories that keep us smaller than who we are intended to be. The third thing that I have realized is the power of our breath. And I'm not talking about breathing from our chest. I'm talking about heart breathing, or what some people would refer to heart coherence. I was fortunate in 2009 to attend a week-long course in Costa Rica, hosted by Rita Marie Johnson, who blended the essence of HeartMath Institute with the work of Marshall Rosenberg on nonviolent communication. I was there to learn how to communicate with myself and with others in a more loving, life-giving, respectful, and honoring way. And my, did I learn a lot. Now, the reason I bring this up is that Rita Marie Johnson is the creator of a connection practice. I urge everyone on this call, take a piece of paper and write this down. Connectionpractice.org. It is brilliant. It is brilliant. And it is my dream and hope that in every home, every school, every boardroom, that one day people are engaged in this connection practice where love and peace prevails. Dear friends, I believe there are no mistakes, and we are certainly not a mistake. God does not make mistakes. And whatever we are faced with, these are lessons to be learned. And it is through going through our obstacles, our resistance, that we will garner more strength to live a fruitful life. And do not ever give up on you, on your dreams, or your perpetual possibilities. No matter the struggles we are facing, no matter what, we are here to write and honor our story. And I believe there is light at the end of the tunnel. Even though our light may be barely flickering at times, when we harness the power of our divinity inside of us, the power of our mind with infinite possibilities, and the power of our heart breathing, we are on our way to designing a life of dreams come true, where prosperity, happiness, and peace prevails. By elevating our frequencies, we elevate our life. And remember this, dear friends, peace of mind is possible. It is only one thought away. Peace in our heart is possible. It is one breath away. And peace in our life story is possible. It is one decision away. Mes amis, my friends, your story matters. My story matters. And our story matters. I invite you to rise above the turbulence. Get yourself into the eye of the storm and know that the divine spark in you will never let you down. What would your life story look like if it all worked out?
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having you. Dr. Clyde Rivers, I would like you to say something about what she said. She dropped a lot of powerful nuggets. She said, peace of mind is possible. And that is the reason why Stay Alive is here to tell to the world, to show to the world that the peace of mind, there is a part of the scripture that says that. It said, my peace do I live with you. It's not as the world gives. The world cannot give the kind of love. That is why in that song, One Love, One Word, I said, the kind of love from above. I said, God has made us as one. So peace of mind is possible because genuinely given by God. So that Satellite Rivers, I'd like you to shed more light on that.
Wow. Wow. Anne Marie, you crushed it. That's just
Wow.
out of the park. It's done.
Thank you.
What what I love so much is here this people need practical steps. How do we when your mind is in a bad place, how do you get off the highway and change the thought? And see, what I see that happens at times is spirituality has to be met with practicality. If there's no practicality of how to get off, spirituality will lead people in a mystical storm. And I'm saying what I love that you were talking about is you basically gave people, hey, if you're having a bad thought, get off that highway, take your mind and think somewhere else, because this